Okay, now we've got this up and running on our API. Let's go and check what we need to do on the client. So I'll just clean up all of this, and we're going to go to our members service to start off with. And if we take a look at our get likes, what are we doing now? Well, we're just going to get our members, and we're passing the predicate directly onto the query string. But now we need to pass in pagination headers as well. And if we take a look at what we're doing for our get members, then we have a method to go and get our pagination headers, and we've also got a method to return the paginated result as well. So let's take a look at what we need to do, and let's go back down to our get likes method, and we'll say let params equal, and we'll say list dots get pagination headers, and we'll pass in. And what do we need to pass in here? Well, we need a page number and we need a page size. Now, do we create another class like we did for our user params, or do we do something different? Because we only need three things here. We need a predicate, we need the page number, and the page size. I'm going to skip creating the class in this case. You can do it yourself if you want, but I'm just going to add these properties to the member or to the list component directly. And what we'll add inside here, as well as the predicate, we'll take in the page number, and we'll take in the page size. And what we'll do is we'll specify the page number and the page size inside here. And what we also want to do is say params equals params dot append, and in here we need to specify the predicate, and we're going to set this equal to the predicate that we're getting in our parameters here. And then what we can do is, instead of this method, what we can do is replace this, and we can say list.get paginated results, and in here we pass in the URL, so we'll say list.base URL plus, and then we'll say likes, and then we'll pass in the params. And that's what we need to do in the service. And let's go over to our list component, because we need to create the properties we need. So what we also need in here is a page number property, and we're going to set this equal to 1. And the page size, we're going to set this equal to 5 by default. And what we'll do for our get likes is we'll pass the list.page number and list.page size. And what we also needed to do with our paginated result was give this a type, and we'll say partial and member array. And this should take care of the error that we are seeing inside our list component. So now we're seeing the correct response from the get likes. What we also need inside here is our pagination. So we'll say pagination of type pagination, and because we're now returning a paginated result, the members are stored in the response.result, and the pagination, we'll say this.pagination, is stored in the response.pagination. And then what we need to use pagination, we need our page changed event. So we'll specify page changed and the event. We'll just give a type of any, and what we'll do is we'll say this.page number equals events.page, and we'll say list.load likes. And then what we'll do, just for convenience, we'll go to our member list component, HTML, and I'm just going to take the pagination that we have here and literally copy it and paste it inside the list component HTML. And just paste it at the bottom here. And if we go and take a look and see how we're doing now, then what we should find is that we've got our pagination information here. What you might need to do, and I did see this in testing, but I'm not seeing it now, is you might need to restart your Angular server, restart your browser to start seeing this information here. I did get some unexplained stuff going on, but what we want to check is our network tab, and if we click on members I like, and if we take a look at the request and take a look at the headers, then we should be able to see our pagination information there as well. There's no reason to suspect this won't work, but what we could do is just drop down the number to the page size to 2, for instance, And if we go and take a look at our browser, what we should find now is that pagination is working. We'll refresh the page and we can go between our different pages here. So we're good. We've set up pagination. I'll reset that to 5 because 2 is a little bit too small. And what we'll do just before we finish up this particular section, let's just head over to our console and let's just inspect and make sure that we haven't left anything behind. And if we take a look and we just go through and do various things, we get our bad response. That's fine. We already like this user, of course. We're inside the like user component, but we'll just make sure that everything else is clean and we don't have any new problems that we've left inside our code here. This looks good to me, so I'm happy, and being happy means that we commit our changes to GitHub. And we've got some changes inside here for what we've done. And what we'll do is we'll say end of section 14 in this case, and we'll stage our changes, and then we'll go ahead and commit them, and then we can push them on up to GitHub. And we'll wrap this up with a summary.